Introduced to tweaking in early 2009 by a guy I knew who told me it would change my life. And at that particular time in my life, I really needed some changes. Rewind a little bit to late December 2008. I was raided by the cops. SWAT team comes in and kicks down my door at 4:30 in the morning, and masked up men with machine guns pointed at my face. I can remember like it was yesterday.
I remember when I first met Chris. He was going through some stuff in his life and he was just trying to figure things out.
My brother had just gotten busted and is actually doing 10 years right now in prison, and now me. I knew some things had to change in my life. So when I met this man and he told me about tweaking, I decided to give it a try.
I knew about Chris's tweaking, but at that time in his life it was just a every once in a while thing.
It wasn't anything serious at the time. I was just tweaking here and there. But the little bit I was tweaking, I liked the way it made me feel. So I started tweaking more and more.
As time went on, it seemed like he was tweaking more and more. After we got married, and I'd be in bed and wake up in the middle of the night and he'd gone. Wake up early in the morning and he wasn't there. He was in the living room. He was tweaking.
I got married and had kids and really started feeling the pressures in life, and the only way I felt like I could really get through it all was to tweak more and more and more. That's what I did. I just started tweaking more and more and more.
I remember coming out one night, asking him, what are you doing? And he started talking to me about it, and I decided to join him. I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed it. It may have been the time that we spent together, but I was seeing a big difference in our lives.
I never wanted it to interfere with my family time. I never wanted to get in the way with my wife and kids. And so I remember everybody would go to bed, and it'd be 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. I would get out of bed and go tweak, or I'd wake up extra early, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and go tweak. And I was sitting there one day and it just kind of hit me like, why am I doing this by myself? I mean, why not have my family tweak with me?
I never thought in a million years I'd have my kids tweaking with me. But it's one of the best decisions I've ever made.
I had always thought I was too young to tweak. I mean, I thought it was something for old people to do, but I ended up giving it a shot.
I love tweaking. It's so much fun.
Now, I know what you're talking about. Chris, are you really a tweaker? Yeah, absolutely. All day, every day, I'm constantly tweaking. But hold on now, it's not like what you probably think. It doesn't have to do anything with drugs or methamphetamines or anything like that. When I'm talking about tweaking, I'm talking about adjusting every little area of my life. I'm constantly adjusting in my marriage. I'm constantly adjusting in my business. I'm constantly adjusting in my spiritual walk. Every little area of my life, I am constantly tweaking it. It's not by accident that me and my wife have a phenomenal marriage. I mean, we're best friends. We're happy. Does that mean that we don't have bumps in the road? No, but we know how to tweak things and we know how to make it better. I know how to become a better father today than I was yesterday with my kids. I don't want to be just a good enough husband or good enough dad. I want to be all that I can be. I want to be the very best. Right? I mean, that's what life's about, right? In my business, it's not by accident that I have a successful business. I mean, we do well over 6 figures a year, and it's not by accident. It's because I'm constantly tweaking. I'm tweaking with my employees. I'm tweaking the systems that we have in place and making them better. I'm tweaking every little area and trying to figure out what we can do to go to the top. I'm tweaking my spiritual walk with God. Smith Wigglesworth said this: if your relationship with God is the same today as it was yesterday, you're backslidden. And you know what? That's a scary thought. I don't want to have the same relationship with God as I do today, tomorrow. I want it to be growing constantly, so I'm constantly tweaking things. This week I'm going to be putting out more videos on tweaking and how you too can tweak your life. Because this isn't a life that we're supposed to be struggling in. This isn't a life that we're supposed to be just barely getting by and sometimes happy, sometimes not. You know what? We're made in God's image and we're supposed to be exceptional. We're supposed to be perfect, right? But we're not perfect, and that's why we constantly need to be tweaking things. We constantly need to be adjusting things and saying, how can I make things better? So if you're interested, this whole week I want you to follow me. I want you guys to really grasp this, because this really did change my life. Back in 2009 when I met this guy named Chris, his name was also Chris, and he told me, Chris, you can have everything in life you want. You just got to adjust a few things. And I've lived by that motto. It's taken me since 2009, we're in 2015, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 6 years to get to where I am today. And I'm still far away. My company still needs to make in the 7-figure range. Me and my wife, we're just barely we're still newlyweds, and we still have a long way to go in our marriage. My kids, they're far from being 18. This isn't over for me yet. I'm not just trying to maintain. I'm trying to tweak, and I'm trying to adjust, and I'm trying to live an exceptional life. I'm trying to be everything that God created me to be. And in doing so, I'm going to be tweaking. So I want to encourage you guys this week. If you're ready to push harder, if you're ready to learn, you're ready to take your life to the next level, let's do it together. So remember, today, make better than yesterday. And tomorrow, make better than today. Push harder.